The words hit like a sledgehammer to the chest, splintering everything I thought was solid. We were tangled in the sheets of our king-sized bed, the faint glow of the city lights filtering through the blinds of our high-rise apartment, casting striped shadows across Elena's face. It was our 10th anniversary eve, the night before our vow renewal ceremony, a grand affair she'd insisted on to reignite the spark. Her head rested on my shoulder, her breath warm against my skin, when she murmured it, half asleep, like a secret escaping in a dream. "You were always my backup plan, David. If things didn't work out with him." Thank God they didn't. Ex. The one she'd sworn was buried in the past. My blood turned to ice, heartbeat thundering in my ears like a distant storm. Shock pinned me there, staring at the ceiling cracks that suddenly mirrored my fracturing world. Fury ignited, hot and blinding, but I didn't move, didn't scream. I lay still, letting the humiliation seep in like poison, vowing silently. Tomorrow at the renewal, she'd learn what a backup felt like. The morning sun pierced the room like interrogator's lights, illuminating the chaos of last-minute preparations. Elena hummed in the kitchen, the sizzle of bacon and clink of plates a mocking symphony of domesticity. Heartbreak clawed at me. 10 years, 2 kids, a life built on what? Lies. I watched her from the doorway, her blonde hair tied back, apron dusted with flour, and resentment brewed. How long had I been the consolation prize? Denial whispered first. Maybe she meant it innocently, a slip of the tongue. But no, the tone was confessional, laced with relief. Inner thoughts raced. Fantasies of storming out, leaving her at the altar tomorrow. Or worse, exposing her to our families, watching her facade crumble. Doubt crept in. Was I overreacting? We'd had ups and downs. My tech startup demands, her art gallery job pulling her away. But this cut deeper to the bone. I forced a smile as she handed me coffee, the mug's heat burning my palm like a brand. "Excited for tomorrow?" she asked, eyes sparkling with what I now saw as manipulation. Subtle but there. "Can't wait." My voice was steady, but suppressed rage simmered beneath. Moral conflict tugged. Confront her now or play the game. Chose the latter. Slow burn. Let her think all was well while I planned. The day dragged in a haze of errands. At the florist's, the scent of roses, her favorites, turned my stomach. Obsession took hold as I scrolled her old social media in the car, unearthing photos with him. Ryan, the charming investor who'd ghosted her just before we met. They looked happy, real. Humiliation gnawed. I was the safe bet, the reliable one. Guilt flickered too, had I ignored signs. Pushed her away with my ambitions. But no, that was her narrative, not truth. Cold resolve solidified. Revenge wouldn't be loud. It'd be surgical, at the vow renewal, where our world watched. That night, over dinner at our favorite Italian spot, candlelight flickering like uneasy flames, tension built. The restaurant buzzed with laughter, clinking glasses, the aroma of garlic and tomato sauce thick in the air. Elena reached for my hand across the checkered tablecloth. "I can't believe it's been 10 years. You've been my rock. Rock or backup." The words slipped out, laced with edge. I masked it as a joke, but her fork paused mid-air. "What?" She laughed nervously, revealing cracks. "Don't be silly." I squeezed her hand, forcing warmth. "Just teasing." Inside, fantasies swirled, canceling the ceremony, ghosting her like Ryan did. Fear mingled, losing the kids, the life. But resentment won. I turned the tables. Back home, kids asleep, she initiated intimacy, her touch urgent, as if sensing the rift. I went through motions, body responding while mind detached. Guilt stabbed. This was betrayal too, faking it. But her words echoed, fueling obsession. Morning of the renewal dawned crisp. Autumn leaves crunching underfoot as we arrived at the vineyard venue. Rolling hills stretched under a slate-gray sky, threatening rain, foreshadowing the storm. Guests mingled on the manicured lawn, string quartet playing softly, the air scented with grapes and earth. Elena, in a flowing white gown, glowed like the bride she once was. I, in my tailored suit, felt like an actor in a tragedy. The ceremony loomed. Vows exchanged under an arch of vines, her eyes misty as she recited, "In you I found my forever." Ways. My turn. I paused, heart pounding, the crowd's murmurs fading. Subtle hint. "You've been my everything. Even when I wasn't yours." Her smile faltered, confusion flickering. Tension rose. Would I expose her? I didn't. Not yet. Reception followed, tense aglow with fairy lights, champagne flowing. I mingled, cold resolve masking turmoil. Elena pulled me aside near the bar, wood polished to a sheen, bottles glinting. "What did you mean earlier?" "Nothing." I kissed her cheek, but my eyes were steel. Inner conflict raged. Abort. Whoa. Planning deepened. Subtly sabotage make her question. That night in the honeymoon suite, silk sheets cool against skin, she confessed more, alcohol loosening tongues. Ryan was exciting but unstable. You were safe. Heartbreak peaked, raw and aching. Safe. Echoed, voice low. She backpedaled. I mean reliable. I love you. Manipulation dripped from her words. I nodded, but obsession hardened. Revenge brewed. Weeks blurred post-renewal, the high fading into routine. But my discovery festered. I hired a PI discreetly, moral grayness be damned, uncovering emails, texts. She was cheating. With Ryan. Again. They'd reconnected months ago, her business trips, covers for trysts. Humiliation doubled. Not just backup but cuckold. Rage consumed me, fantasies vivid. Confronting them in flagranti, ruining lives. Doubt assaulted, destroy my family. But resentment overrode, she chose this. I played normal but hints emerged. Forgotten phones with notifications. Miss you already. Elena grew paranoid, questioning my late nights. Working on my plan. Dialogue tensed over breakfast. Kids chattering obliviously, cereal crunching. You're distant, she said, pouring orange juice that smelled too sweet, cloying. Busy. My smile was tight. Inner thoughts. Fear of escalation, guilt over deceiving the kids. But cold resolve. Make her pay at the right moment. The plan evolved quietly. I befriended Ryan online, anonymous account, feeding him doubts about Elena. Subtle messages about her instability. Moral conflict peaked. Playing mind games. But betrayal justified. Suspense built as he grew distant, texts to her slowing. I monitored via cloned phone. Elena noticed, frantic one evening in our living room. City skyline twinkling mockingly outside floor-to-ceiling windows. Ryan's pulling away. Work stress, he says. She confided, thinking me oblivious. Ryan. Feigned surprise, pulse racing. Thought he was history. She flushed. Old friend. Nothing more. Lies layered, tension crackling like static. I hugged her, whispering. Secrets destroy. Foreshadowing her doom. Obsession deepened. I lost sleep, pacing the balcony at night. Wind whipping my robe, city hum below like a heartbeat. Guilt gnawed. Was I worse than her? No poetic justice. Escalation. I arranged a surprise dinner, inviting Ryan unknowingly through a mutual contact. The restaurant, dimly lit with velvet booths and jazz murmuring, set the stage. Elena arrived first, elegant in black, unsuspecting. Then Ryan, handsome but wary. Her face paled as they locked eyes across the table. What's this? She stammered, napkin twisting in her hands. Reunion. My voice was calm, but suppressed rage boiled. Heard you've been catching up. Ryan shifted. David, Save it. Tension thickened, waiters hovering like ghosts. Dialogue revealed. It was a mistake, Elena pleaded. You're my choice now. Now. Echoed. Heartbreak resurfaced. Layered with triumph. Ryan bolted, mumbling excuses. Elena cried in the cab home. Rain streaking windows like tears. How did you know? Backup plans have eyes. Cold resolve shone. But twist loomed. Home, kids in bed, she packed a bag. I can't do this. Ryan offered stability. Ironic, huh? She left for him. My plan backfired. No wait. Days later PI intel. Ryan dumped her, my seeds of doubt blooming. She returned, broken, begging forgiveness. I was wrong. You're not backup, you're everything. Guilt flooded me. Obsession faded to regret. I took her back. No shocking twist. I'd invested in Ryan's firm anonymously, now pulling funds, bankrupting him. Poetic. Ray. But unexpected consequence. During separation I found love elsewhere. A colleague, real, no backups. Elena discovered, heartbroken. Revenge complete but hollow. I walked away, kids in tow. Sweet. Bitter.